Hey everyone and welcome back. Today we're doing a deep dive on Nvidia.
Yeah.
And they have this ambitious goal of reaching a $10 trillion market cap by 2030.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it's huge. And we're not just talking about AI,
Right.
even though that is a massive part of their story. We're also going to be uncovering some surprising facts about their journey, from humble beginnings to market dominance in all these different fields. And get this, over the past decade, their stock price has gone up an unbelievable 29,050%.
It's a really fascinating story of a company that started by making graphics cards for video games.
Oh, wow.
And now they've become kind of central to the world's technological advancement.
Wow.
So we're going to explore all of that and what's really driving their growth.
Okay, so let's unpack their journey. So it all started back in 1999, the era of blocky video game graphics. Nvidia came in with these groundbreaking GPUs or graphics processing units, and it totally revolutionized the gaming experience. So these GPUs use parallel processing, which means they can handle tons of tasks simultaneously. Imagine dividing a huge problem into tiny pieces and solving them all at once.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, like the magic of parallel processing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what makes these GPUs so powerful, not just for gaming, but for other complex computations as well. But what's remarkable is that they took this technology and applied it cleverly to different fields, like data centers, cloud computing, and even self-driving cars.
Yeah, it's amazing how they saw that potential beyond just gaming. So we know they've grown, but how much?
Yeah.
Like over the past 10 years, their revenue has shot up 2,300%. And their net income has surged by a mind-blowing 8,460%.
Those are some impressive numbers. But what's really mind-boggling is that their stock price has skyrocketed by 29,050%. Now remember, past performance doesn't guarantee future success, but it does show a pretty consistent trend of growth.
What's driving this phenomenal growth?
Yeah.
Well, let's look at their Q3 2025 results.
Their recent performance has been stellar. They brought in $35 billion in revenue in Q3 2025. That's a 94% increase compared to the same period last year. And their earnings per share jumped by a massive 103%.
Wow.
Those are serious gains.
Yeah, and the star of the show is their data center segment, which includes AI chips.
Oh, okay.
The revenue in this segment alone surged by a staggering 112%. And this connects directly to the booming AI market, which Goldman Sachs predicts will be worth a massive $7 trillion by 2030.
So AI is a huge deal for Nvidia, but it's not their only area of expertise. What about gaming? Remember all that talk about pent-up demand, people holding on to their old graphics cards, waiting for the right time to upgrade?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that time might be here. All right, experts are predicting a major upgrade cycle, especially with the holiday season just around the corner. And who's in the prime position to benefit from that? Nvidia, of course. They currently hold a commanding 88% market share in desktop GPUs.
It seems like they have a knack for just dominating every market that they enter. The video game processor market is projected to grow from $3.6 billion in 2024 to a whopping $15.7 billion by 2029. That's like an annual growth rate of 34%.
And it's not just gaming data centers fueled by the digital transformation and the increasing demand for cloud computing are also experiencing massive growth.
Oh,
Guess what?
Tell me.
Nvidia holds a 95% market share in data center GPUs. This market is predicted to more than double by 2030, reaching an astounding $622 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we've got gaming and we've got data centers, two massive growth areas where Nvidia is like the leading player.
Yeah, for sure.
But wait, there's more.
Uh-oh.
They also dominate the machine learning space, which is another established branch of AI, with a 95% market share.
That's incredible.
It's like everything they touch turns to gold.
That's the beauty of their strategy. They're diversifying their revenue streams.
Yeah.
By not putting all their eggs in one basket, they're less susceptible to fluctuations in any single market. So while AI is a major growth driver, Nvidia's success isn't solely dependent on it. They're a company that knows how to adapt and capitalize on emerging trends.
All right, so we've seen their journey, their incredible growth and their dominance in multiple markets. Now the big question, how do they go from a $3.58 trillion market cap today to a mind-blowing $10 trillion?
Well, that's the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
To reach $10 trillion, assuming their price-to-sales ratio stays constant, they need to hit roughly $352 billion in annual revenue.
Wow.
That also means their stock price needs to increase by a significant 179%.
Those are some ambitious targets.
Absolutely, but Wall Street analysts seem optimistic. They're projecting a 47% annual revenue growth for Nvidia over the next 5 years. If they manage to maintain that pace, reaching $10 trillion by 2028 might actually be achievable.
So Wall Street is bullish on Nvidia, but what about other experts?
Well, Beth Kindig, CEO of the IO Fund, is also predicting a $10 trillion market cap for Nvidia. But she thinks they'll hit that target by 2030.
Okay, what makes her so confident?
Well, she points to three key factors. Nvidia's rapid product roadmap, their so-called impenetrable moat, with the CUU software platform, and their evolution from simply a GPU company to a full-blown AI systems company.
Okay, let's break that down a bit. What exactly is CUDA and why is it so important?
CUDA is NVIDIA's parallel computing platform and programming model. Think of it as a specialized language that allows developers to harness the power of GPUs for a wide range of applications, from AI and scientific simulations to high-performance computing.
So it's like their secret weapon that gives them an edge.
Exactly. CUD is incredibly powerful and widely adopted, creating a very strong ecosystem around NVIDIA's GPUs. This impenetrable moat, as Beth Kindig calls it, makes it very difficult for competitors to catch up. Developers are already familiar with CUD and have built countless applications using it.
It sounds like CUDA is a key element in their success story. But even with all these positive indicators, it's important to remember that there are always risks involved.
You're absolutely right.
Remember what happened in the summer of 2023 when Nvidia's stock took a 27% dip?
Oh yeah, those rumors about the delayed chip launches that sent shockwaves through the market.
Total.
That incident highlights the volatility of the tech industry and the need for a long-term perspective when it comes to investments. Even the most promising companies can face unexpected challenges.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's essential to approach any investment with a healthy dose of caution and do your own research.
Absolutely. So we've seen NVIDIA's incredible journey, their market dominance, and the factors that could propel them towards a $10 trillion valuation. But as with any investment, there are risks involved, and the future is never certain.
Right.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. So we just finished exploring NVIDIA's incredible journey and their growth. But now let's shift gears and talk about some hurdles they might face on the road to that $10 trillion market cap.
Yeah. One of the biggest challenges for any tech company, especially one aiming for such a high valuation, is competition.
Right.
The tech landscape is constantly changing, with new players emerging all the time. And let's not forget about the established giants like Intel and AMD, who are constantly trying to improve.
Right. Competition is fierce, that's for sure. So how is NVIDIA responding to all these pressures? Are they just sitting back and relaxing and enjoying their success?
Not at all. NVIDIA is known for investing a lot in research and development. They're always pushing the boundaries with new chip architectures, software platforms, and even complete systems that are designed to accelerate AI in these high-performance computing tasks.
So they're not just a chip company anymore. They're offering a whole ecosystem.
Yeah, you got it. They're strategically moving up that value chain by offering hardware, software, and even cloud services.
Wow.
This allows them to capture a larger share of the market and build stronger, longer-lasting relationships with their customers.
That makes a lot of sense. But let's talk about another potential challenge, regulation. Governments worldwide are increasingly looking at the power and influence of these tech giants. Could that impact NVIDIA's growth?
Regulation is definitely something to watch closely. Antitrust concerns, data privacy regulations, and even export controls on certain technologies could create some obstacles for NVIDIA. They're going to need to navigate all these complex regulatory landscapes very carefully.
Sounds like they're going to need to balance pushing the boundaries of innovation while also staying on the right side of the law. It's a delicate dance. But let's switch gears for a bit and talk about sustainability. With all the growing concerns about the environmental impact of technology, how is NVIDIA addressing that?
It's a really important question. NVIDIA's chips, while very powerful, are known for consuming a lot of energy.
Right.
As they strive for more performance, they're going to have to prioritize energy efficiency as well.
So what are they doing to try to reduce their footprint? Are they making progress in that area?
Well, they're investing in research to develop more energy-efficient chips. And they're also working with data center operators to optimize power usage. And they've made commitments to use renewable energy sources and reduce waste throughout their whole supply chain.
Okay, so it seems like they're trying to find that balance between power and responsibility, but let's not forget the human element here. NVIDIA's success really depends on their ability to attract and retain top talent. So in such a competitive industry, how are they doing that?
Well, they know that their employees are their most valuable asset, They're really focusing on creating a strong company culture that encourages innovation, collaboration, and personal growth. And of course, they're offering competitive salaries and benefits and opportunities for professional development.
It sounds like they're really trying to create a workplace where people feel valued and inspired to do their best work. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the global economic climate. We're living in very uncertain times with inflation, rising interest rates, and geopolitical tensions all adding to the volatility. How could those macroeconomic factors impact Nvidia's journey to $10 trillion?
That's a great question, and it's a pretty complex one. Economic downturns can definitely impact consumer spending and business investment, which could potentially slow down the adoption of new technologies.
So a recession could throw a wrench in their plans.
It is a possibility, but it's also important to remember that NVIDIA's products are essential for a lot of businesses, especially those in cloud computing and data centers.
So even in a downturn, there would still be demand for their products.
Exactly. And we also can't forget that NVIDIA has gone through economic storms before. They successfully navigated the previous recessions and came out even stronger.
So they're resilient.
Absolutely. They've proven that they can adapt to changing market conditions. They're not afraid to make big moves and change their strategies when they need to.
And we're back for the final part of our NVIDIA deep dive. We've covered their journey, their phenomenal growth, and the challenges they face. Now let's put on those futuristic thinking caps and explore what the future holds for NVIDIA.
The future of technology is always exciting and unpredictable. But there are several key trends that could really shape NVIDIA's trajectory. AI, of course, is at the forefront.
Okay.
We're only just starting to understand the potential of AI. And as AI models become more and more sophisticated, the demand for NVIDIA's high-performance computing is likely to just keep increasing.
So it sounds like the AI gold rush is far from over.
Right.
But what about, aside from AI, what other trends could impact NVIDIA?
Well, the metaverse is a hot topic these days.
Right.
It's the concept of a persistent, shared 3D virtual world where people can interact with each other and with digital objects in this really immersive way.
So instead of just looking at a computer screen, we could be in the digital world. That's wild.
Exactly. And guess who's positioned to play a major role in building this metaverse? NVIDIA, of course. They're already developing the tools and the platforms needed to create these immersive experiences.
I could see how NVIDIA's powerful GPUs would be crucial for creating realistic and interactive virtual worlds. But let's not forget about the continued growth of cloud computing. It seems like more and more businesses are moving their operations to the cloud.
You're absolutely right. And as this trend continues, the demand for data centers, which rely heavily on NVIDIA's GPUs, is just going to keep skyrocketing.
So we've got AI, the metaverse, cloud computing, all major trends that could push NVIDIA towards that $10 trillion goal. It's really amazing how these advancements are all interconnected. But let's circle back to AI for a moment. What are some specific areas where their technology could be a game changer?
Healthcare is a great example. AI-powered tools have the potential to revolutionize healthcare. They can assist with diagnosis, drug discovery, and personalized treatment plans. NVIDIA's GPUs are already being used to accelerate these advancements, which could lead to more effective and efficient healthcare for everyone.
That's incredible. So NVIDIA could actually play a role in improving our health and potentially even extending our lives.
Yeah.
What other fields could benefit from this technology?
Well, transportation is another area ripe for disruption.
Okay.
Self-driving cars, trucks, even delivery drones rely heavily on AI and high-performance computing. NVIDIA is a leader in developing the chips and software that will power these autonomous vehicles.
It's mind-blowing to think that traffic jams and accidents could become a thing of the past. But with all this talk about AI and its potential, we can't ignore the ethical implications.
Right. You bring up a very important point. As AI becomes more and more powerful, we need to make sure that it's developed and used responsibly and ethically. We have to consider the potential risks and ensure that it aligns with human values.
Yeah, that's a critical consideration. Does NVIDIA acknowledge these ethical concerns? Are they doing anything to address them?
Yes, absolutely. They've publicly stated that they're committed to responsible AI development, and they've already taken some steps to address things like bias in AI algorithms. They're also actively participating in discussions and initiatives that are focused on the ethical implications of AI.
It's good to hear that they're taking these concerns seriously.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up our deep dive, what's the main takeaway for our listeners? Should they rush out and buy NVIDIA stock expecting to get rich quickly?
I would never recommend making any investment decisions based solely on what you hear on a podcast. Investing always carries risk, and remember, past performance is not a guarantee of future results.
Right, that's sound advice. What should our listeners do instead?
I always encourage everyone to do their own thorough research consult with a qualified financial advisor and consider their own individual financial goals and risk tolerance before making any investment decisions.
Yeah, that's a great reminder. But beyond investment advice, I hope this deep dive has really sparked our listeners' curiosity about the potential of technology and the role that Nvidia is playing in shaping the future.
That's what we aim for with the deep dive. We want to inspire our listeners to explore new ideas, challenge assumptions, and become more informed about the forces that are shaping our world.
Well said. And on that note, I'll leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question. What other industries or technologies could benefit from Nvidia's GPU technology in the future? The possibilities really are limitless. Keep exploring, keep learning. Until next time, happy deep diving.